fuss at you.
Okay.
Because I was listening to it in the car because I was like, okay, I want to check it on there.
Yeah.
New project from Jonathan Nelson, and just kind of pop it in. So, of course, I immediately went to I Agree.
Yes.
We know that one.
Of course,
so
of course.
That one. But then that song talking about brokenness.
Right. So when you up in the car, you had to pull up to the side of the road?
Car people pulling over, you okay? You all right? Oh my goodness, can you talk about that song?
Sure. Well, okay, so in this day and time, there are so many people that are literally hurting from an emotional standpoint. There's so many people that are dealing with health challenges, diabetes, cancer, and so many other different things. And so the Bible talks about in the presence of the Lord is fullness of joy, and His right hand pleasures forevermore. And if that is a fact, then that means that something happens in God's presence. And so I kind of just lumped it all up as brokenness, because wherever we are, if we're dealing with something, some of us have been broken emotionally or physically. And so the lyric says, your brokenness be healed in God's presence. It's led by a young lady by the name of Nasia Barnes. She actually was the lead singer on the song You Alone by Arkansas Mass Choir. I'm sure you know that song, right? When I heard this song, I actually I found her on Facebook. I asked somebody her name. I found her on Facebook. I inboxed her. Said, oh, you probably think I'm crazy, but this is Jonathan Nelson, and we're supposed to work together.
And she probably was like, is this really you?
Absolutely. But guess what? We're working together. Right. And so I took the song to a certain place, but I felt like I needed a female voice to kind of take it on home. It was like the ball was kind of moving out the park, but I just needed somebody just to take it a little further. I just really feel like people, the whole CD, I feel like it's like a church service. The lyric says, bring Him all your burdens, bring Him all your cares, your brokenness be healed in God's presence. Everybody is dealing with something that is weighing them down. I don't care what it is in life. And if we believe the Word of God, then we have to really activate the Word of God. Right. And so when you come into God's presence, I do believe that you should give Him all your burdens, give Him all your cares, so that you can continue to walk in the healing that God has already given you.
Yes, that's good, y'all. Jonathan Nelson is here in the studio. You got to get this new project. And so I was teasing you earlier, your brother came and he blessed us. And so now to have you here, is he on this project? Did y'all do a song together?
We didn't do a song on this project because our projects came out so close to each other.
Right.
I did a song called Faith for that on Jason's record. And because he had already done a lot of my projects in the past, this time around, we decided that the feature would be on his CD. So he's not featured on here. So you get a whole lot of Jonathan Nelson on this one.
But you get a pass because that's your brother. So
absolutely. And we're twins. I mean, we're going to do stuff together in the future. I mean, you got it.
Right. It was so funny. You guys were on Get Up Mornings talking.
Yes.
And talking about how you finished each other's sentence and things like that. People don't understand that you guys are twins.
Absolutely. We are twins. We're fraternal twins. So, identical twins have a different kind of connection.
Right.
We have a lot of differences, but we still have a twin thing. And it's hard to really explain it. But when it happens, we're like, that's just a twin moment. You have to be around us, and then you'll get it.
Right.
You will see it.
Well, I absolutely love you guys. I think y'all are just cool brothers.
Thank you.
For real. Now, do you preach too?
I bootleg. You know what I mean? My daddy's a preacher. And I paid attention in Sunday school. I pay attention in school, in church school. When I mean that, I mean like in service. I'm like one of the kids. I digest everything. The funny moments, the not so funny moments, spiritual moments, all that. I just have a great memory. We used to recap every service when we would go home. I'm a lover of the Word, and I read the Word. And so, I guess you could say I'm a bootlegger. I believe that as we're creating and writing songs to encourage and to empower and inspire people, it still should be theologically sound.
Yes.
You can't make up a song and say, the Red Sea closed up and the children of Israel never crossed over. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
So when you have a gospel song, however it's packaged, from a Tasha Cobbs to a Jonathan Nelson to a Travis Green or Kirk Franklin, it should still be packaged according to the Word.
Right.
And so I guess you could say I'm that guy. That's why I say I'm a bootlegger, because I'm a lover of the Word. You know what I mean?
We never call you a bootlegger. But do you think that even more so that the songs have to be so biblically sound because of the time that we're living in now?
Absolutely.
How things have changed so drastically.
Yeah, well, we don't have Vacation Bible School as much in a lot of churches. We don't have Sunday school in a lot of churches.
Right.
We don't have a lot of people don't go to Bible study and whatnot during the week anymore. People are just Sunday morning goers. And then there are gospel music has really, because of people, people like Kirk, and I'm shouting him out a whole lot because I'm in his region. Kirk and the Winans and some others have helped gospel music to cross over. And so we are getting a different kind of a look. And so a lot of non-believers are definitely connected to gospel music, which is the good news of Jesus Christ.
Right.
But our message has to be, our songs have to have such a message that the non-believers should be able to connect to it and in some way, shape, or form get to know the Jesus that I'm singing and talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, when we talked before, we talked about how you have this amazing ability to give us those songs that we can sing on Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
those
yeah.
songs that we can, the preacher can preach behind what we've just
Oh,
sang.
yeah.
It was written by Jonathan Nelson.
Yeah.
Even with the song I Agree, I was like, yes, that's my, and so your friend was here a couple of days ago.
Who was that?
Mr. Fred Jerkins.
I'm sorry to hear that. No,
but he was
I gotta mess with him.
He was talking about it was a different element for you in the studio because you usually record.
Yeah,
live.
absolutely.
So kind of talk about that for our listeners. Let them in on that.
Well, I'll just shout Fred out. Of course, he's getting ready to drop a CD dealing with breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
And, we're about to enter into that season. And so I did a song called We Won. And I was really intimidated because as a worship leader, I can just say one thing and I'm going to get a response. You know what I mean? Like people will stand up. First of all, people are already engaged in church, but I don't have to work hard, in church. Like come on, say hallelujah, hallelujah, automatic. But when you're in the studio working, you don't have your amen corner in there. You got to be your own amen corner. And the challenge of singing something that is not necessarily, I didn't write the song.
Right.
So trying to identify with the song, it was a lot of lyrics in the song, and then what they wanted me to do vocally, I was like, Fred, you really trying to stretch me, huh? So that was a great joy because I was able to turn the page, I guess you could say, and experience a different side of Jonathan. Like, oh, I can do studio too, like straight studio, starting starting from the beginning, and still create a presence and a liveliness there versus doing it like I normally do it with a live recording with an audience.
Wow. Well, it's an amazing song, and of course we were supporting that one as well. Was there a project maybe on this project, a song on this project that maybe was a little harder for you than some of the others? One of those that maybe you started writing it and you had half of it and the hook didn't quite come. Was there one of those on here?
Not really with these. I feel like I'm a project-oriented person.
Okay.
So usually when I'm writing for a project and I start the process, the flow comes.
Okay.
And that's the reason why it's called Declarations, because the songs really are kind of all tied into each other. And it wasn't like a plan. But the challenging song was B.B. Winans is featured on the CD.
Nice.
And he wrote the song Because You Are. And that song, it just fit.
Okay.
And we weren't trying to make it fit.
Wow.
It just did. Because when you listen to the lyric, you are the way and the way maker. That's a declaration to God. But then I am a child of royalty. That's a declaration about me to God. The challenge for me is we recorded live, and BB is just BB. If you ever spent any time with him, he has great presence. But he is BB Winans, and I'm standing on the stage with BB Winans, like, boy, what you doing up here with BB Winans? You know what I mean? So I really got nervous.
Really?
I really did.
Wow.
And so. And BB likes a lot of words. And BB likes to stay within a format.
Okay.
Within praise and worship, you have a format, but then you can break away from the format because and then you can create the song of the Lord and make your own.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
BB, you got to stick within the format. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
That's the way he works.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, I messed up doing a live recording, so we didn't get in the studio and work. The challenging part for me, and it wasn't a bad challenge, it was a great challenge because BB is a technician. He literally walked me through phrase by phrase, lyric by lyric. Okay. Everything that you kind of hear me do on the song, BB kind of coached me along. Oh, he said, okay, now you can do your own thing right there.
Ooh. Or
he is brilliant in the studio. I can't really explain it.
Yeah.
So that challenge, it was almost like having it wasn't like basic training. It was almost like having a coach right here in your ear. Like if you're working out and your coach is saying, you got this, you can do this. BB Winans was kind of like that for me. And he took away what could have felt intimidating, working with an icon, and he was very, he celebrated me along the way. And he didn't say, man, that was terrible. What he would say is, that was good, but there's a better one in you. And I knew what he was saying.
Right.
Really, he wasn't satisfied with what I did,
right.
but it was how he brought it out of me.
Right.
That was good, but there's another one in you. you know what? You got 2 more good ones in you. So we're going to do this 2 more times. By the time we get to the last one, I know we're going to be exactly where we need to be. He would coach me and talk to me like that. And what was more intimidating for me is because I'm in the studio doing these overdubs in the studio where he and CeCe have cut all of their records.
Oh, wow.
Whitney Houston worked with them in that studio. The late Whitney Houston, should I say, and the same engineer. So, you know, like, and then I'm in the studio, I'm like, yo, did you know you BB Waters? Did you know I'm in the studio working with you? You know what I mean? With you hear my accent? Okay. But, but it was one of the greatest experiences of my life today.
Yeah. Nice. Well, we got to get into music.
Okay.
So we of course have our songs that we're supporting here on Heaven Under 7. You want to sneak off and share a little something else with them?
I'm here with my radio rep. I think we want to sneak and just play a little bit of the song I love, Jesus, I Love You.
Jesus, I Love You. I think we talked a little bit about that one. Now set this up for our listening audience. What are they about to experience?
This song is a love song to God. It is the lyric says, if I had really millions of words can describe how I'm feeling deep down inside, but I have to just wrap it up by just saying, Jesus, I love you. Simply to say, Jesus, I love you. So this is a love song to God, Jesus, I love you.
All right, y'all, this is new music. It's Jonathan Nelson. Get the new project, Declarations. It's available everywhere. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to ask you my 5 hard questions, and I'm going to do them.
Okay. We're going to do it on the air? All right.
He's like, I did what?
Well, at least one of these places they did rapid fire. I was like, no, yes, I don't know what I'm saying.
Having a great time here. Jonathan Nelson is in the studio. Okay.
Hey, I'm here.
I got to ask you my big 5 questions.
All right, go easy because I'm a little sleepy. I hope I can get it right.
You got this. I have all kind of faith in you.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Okay.
When you're not recording and producing music and leading worship, what are you doing?
Home. Sitting on the couch.
That was too easy. And tell everybody you have an amazing family.
I have an amazing family. This year will be 20 years of marriage.
Oh, nice.
My son is 18 and my daughter is 11.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I am. I'm home, and it could be home in the bed, could be home on the couch, watching TV, doing something.
You said the bottom line.
I'm home, absolutely.
Now, when seeing the kids, are you kind of starting to see any musical aspirations?
Well, my daughter really likes to dance. I mean, like, she's a natural.
Okay.
I think she's a natural in that regard. I think she also loves soccer.
Okay.
But I think she probably is going to end up being a part of like a dance team, praise team in church. She has a desire for that. My son likes to rap.
Okay.
So we'll see where that goes. You know,
Okay.
we'll see where that goes. I want him to sing, but if that's what he wants to do, hey, I'll support him.
He'll still be a part of the music.
Absolutely.
So gotta give him that.
Right.
Okay. So question number 2.
Okay.
Little known fact about Jonathan Nelson.
I do not cook.
At all?
At all. Listen, I can make some mean oodles and noodles. You hear me? Listen, y'all don't know about this. Y'all don't know about getting that Tupperware out, putting that water on top, you know, of the oodles and noodles. You gotta put it in for 4 minutes or 4 minutes and 15 seconds. You gotta let it sit for a little bit so you won't burn your fingertips off. You chase some of the water off, and then you put that seasoning on there. That thing is gonna be a blessing to the body of Christ. That's all I can do.
I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for this.
So that tells you just how bad I cook, right? That tells you I don't have it. I do not cook.
Thank the Lord for Sister Nelson. Praise the Lord.
Yes, right?
Okay, question number 3.
Okay.
So you've been blessed, because like I know at one point you had done some music with people from across the country,
Yes.
across the world rather.
Mhm.
You've done music with your brother. You've done music with some of everybody.
Mhm.
But who's that one person you haven't had a chance to do a song with, but you really would love to?
I've been saying it on all of my interviews.
Okay.
Yolanda Adams,
Mm.
Kirk Franklin. I would love to work because you know that they are considered the leading icons of current modern gospel music. I would love to do something with them. I don't care if it's a collaboration song or something like that. And then I haven't worked with the Clark sisters as a whole. I've worked with a couple of them individually, but if I could do something with the Clark sisters, oh my God, that would be like amazing.
Okay. Question number 4.
Okay.
Your most favorite song that you wrote of all time, out of all your projects, what is your favorite?
I don't know that I have a favorite, but I would say the one that changed my life, I would say Healed, that Donald Lawrence recorded. I probably would say that. I still make good money from that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even now.
Okay, so let's do 4.5. Tell us some of the other people that you've written for.
Incidentally, I'll be at the Potter's House on Sunday morning.
Yes.
So I wrote on two of their projects,
Okay.
Wing and Prayer CD and Live in Kenya record. I wrote 2 songs.
Okay.
And let's see, J.J. Hairston, Minister Stephen Hurd, Mariah Brown Clark, Bishop Larry Trotter. Trying to think, of course, Donald Lawrence. I wrote The Struggle Is Over some years ago.
Okay.
With Youth for Christ. I wrote Right Place for Bishop Rudolph McKissick. I can't remember everything because when you start going down the line, like I forgot what I wrote. But those are some of the songs that I've written.
Okay.
Oh, and shout out to Full Gospel Holy Temple.
Yes.
I actually produced that record, but I wrote some songs on that record as well.
Nice.
Yes.
We supported that. Oh, we love the project.
Bishop Murray. I don't know if he's even in town if he can hear this, but shout out to Bishop.
Yes. Amazing man of God.
Yeah.
Okay, and then question number 5.
Okay.
So I know we just released declarations, and you're out and you're promoting that and sharing that.
Yes.
But what's next? Because I know you're a forward thinker, you're a creator, so I know some more stuff is coming. Is there a cologne line? Is there a workout video? What you got
know
on
what's
the way?
really interesting? I've been talking to several different people.
Okay.
And I may have mentioned this before, but just not to be redundant, but there's a tour that's going to come in. And that's my declaration. We're working behind the scenes, talking to some backers for Jason and myself to go on tour. And that is something that is definitely in the works, like currently in the works, like that's what we're working on right now.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm working as well. I would love to do something in the area of fashion.
Okay.
Maybe a cologne, I don't know. But I'm a forward thinker as it relates to fashion, and so I'm asking God to just give me doors. I mean, I'll take Crest, Colgate, I'll take anything. Commercials, come on. Anybody out there, y'all hear me? Okay, y'all hear? My name is Jonathan Nelson, and I'm looking for that opportunity. Amen. It is so, it is done. Amen. But in short, really, I think the first thing for me, of course, is promoting declarations.
Yes.
But I really want to do this tour with my twin. I really want to do that, and I really want us to be seen on the stage. I'm looking at a picture of the Clark sisters, and I really want us to be seen on stage together, working together in ministry. I think that would be a blessing to my parents to see us working together in ministry, and I think it would be a blessing to see family and twins and brothers working together in ministry.
And I think that would speak volumes to the nation to see brothers working together, because it's almost always said black men doing this, black men doing it.
Right.
No, some are really trying to change lives. Some are really trying to impact people and take them to the next level. So that would be amazing.
Yeah. And while it wouldn't just be ministry, but at the end of the day, it would be ministry. And I'm hoping that our presentation and the lives that we live, I'm praying that that it would turn into many ministry moments, that it will almost be, and this could be a little far, but it could almost, in my mind, maybe be like a revival, turn into a revival for family, a revival for commitment back to God, a revival for men to come back to God. I don't know, but I just know that there's something that our voices are supposed to be heard in that area, and I'm going to do my best to make it happen.
Amen. Well, we're going to be praying indeed with you and believing with you. And here's the thing now, when you're putting together the budget and stuff like that, make sure you have a budget for ushers. Because the folks gonna be falling out and all so make sure you got ushers and sheets.
Okay, all right, ushers and sheets. We need that. All right. So I have my rep here with me. We have to make sure we make that documentation to Kaya. We need ushers, and we need to make sure we have some sheets to cover the saints of God when they go out, because we gotta make sure they're covered and they're free.
It's a new day. They don't wear as much as they
used to. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So
there it is, right there.
Holy. We're gonna cover the.
All right, I got you. I'm with it all the way.
I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me today.
Thank you for having me,
my whole entire day. I appreciate it. And Sunday, you're going to be at the Potter's House?
I will be there for their 9 o'clock service. I'll be there leading worship, and I'm excited. I am thrilled. I always love coming to Dallas. I always receive so much love, but I never take it lightly. Any doors that God continues to open up, and I'm really excited to worship with the Potter's House on Sunday morning.
Amen. Well, y'all know where it is. The main campus, 6777 West Keys Boulevard. It's the 9 a.m. service.
Yes.
Come on out and be a part of it and support Brother Jonathan Nelson. And we're going to do our best to continue to support the music. Again, amazing project. Declarations, y'all. It's available right now. We got to get into the song. I agree.
Let's go.
People been sitting in the car talking about now. Okay.
All right. Enough talking. It's time to dance and celebrate. Let's go. Let's go with it.
So set it up. I'll let you do the honors and introduce it to our listeners.
Hey guys, listen. I know you might be driving. You may be in your house, your car, your job, whatever. But listen, it's time to celebrate. Jonathan Nelson, I agree.